Many a time you may require to convert your data into a chart format. To do this, select the cells that you would want to include in the chart. To select a non-contiguous range, hold down the Control key after selecting the first range and then proceed to make the other selections. Click on the wizard icon on the standard toolbar. The Chart Wizard dialog box opens with the first steps the Chart Wizard displayed. Follow the steps shown in the wizard with respect to your choices until you reach the end. Select Finish and the chart will appear on the screen. If you wish, you can move the chart around the worksheet and place it where you wish. Click on the chart you wish to move. Small rectangular black selection handles are displayed along the borders of the chart, indicating that the chart is selected. Place the mouse pointer on the black border of the selected chart and drag the chart to your preferred location. Release the mouse button after you have moved the chart. Charts can also be resized. Click on the chart you wish to resize. Place the mouse pointer on any of the selection handles that appear after selecting the chart. Pull the handles to resize the chart as required. Resizing charts in Excel is similar to resizing of graphics within the Microsoft suite of applications. You can also just as easily delete a chart from your worksheet if you feel that it is not required. Select the chart first by clicking it. Simply press the Delete key after that. To change a chart type, click on the chart to view the chart toolbar. If the chart toolbar is not displayed, enable it from the Toolbars option of the View menu. Click on the arrow next to the chart type icon to display a drop-down menu containing a list of different chart types. Select the required format to change your existing chart format to the selected type. Let us have a look at the different kinds of chart types available in Excel 2000. Area chart, 3D area chart, 3D surface chart, bar chart, 3D bar chart, radar chart, column chart, 3D column chart, bubble chart, line chart, 3D line chart, XY scatter chart, pie chart, 3D pie chart, donut chart, 3D cylinder chart, 3D cone chart, 3D pyramid. You can choose from any of these exciting charts to make your documentation look more interesting. After defining all your data on the worksheet, you may need a printout of the same. For printing, you have to select the Print option from the File menu bar. The Print dialog box appears. In the Printer Name list box, choose the printer that you require. Clicking on the Properties button will display the Properties dialog box. Depending on the type of printer you have, select the options accordingly. If you want to print your data to a file instead of a printer, select the Print to File option. If you want to print the entire document, select the option All under the print range. If you want to print only some specific pages, then select the Page or Pages option. Then you have the option Number of Copies, where you can specify the number of copies to be printed of a particular page. If you want to print a selected range of cells, you have to first select the cells and then click Selection on the Print dialog box. Microsoft Excel prints only the selected portion and ignores any other print area defined for the worksheet. To print all sheets in the active workbook that contain data, select the option Entire Workbook. Selecting the option Active Sheet or Sheets prints each of the selected sheets. After selecting the required options, click OK to start printing the pages. Alternatively, you can use the Ctrl+P keys from the keyboard, which will also display the Print dialog box. To edit the Page Setup options, select File from the menu bar and select Page Setup. From the Page Setup dialog box, click on the Page tab. In the Orientation area, opt between Portrait or Landscape by selecting the required checkbox. Click on the arrow on the Paper Size List box to select the size that you require. To begin the page numbering with a different number, enter the number you want to use in the first page number text box. Display the Print Quality drop-down list box to choose the quality you require. If you wish to set the scale of your page, select the Adjust To checkbox. In the Adjust To spin box, enter the percentage to scale. Alternatively, you could choose the Fit To option and enter the dimensions of the page in the tall and wide spin boxes. Select OK after setting your printing preferences. To alter the margins of the worksheet, select the Margins tab in the Page Setup dialog box. Click on the margin spin boxes to change top, bottom, left, right margins. Click on these spin arrows to set your margins. To change the header and footer margin settings, choose the header or footer sections and change the settings using the spin boxes. To edit the sheet printing options, open the Page Setup dialog box by clicking File, Page Setup. Select the Sheet tab and select the options required. In the Print Titles area, click on the icon in the rows to repeat at top text box. Drag over the rows you wish to repeat at the top of every page. Similarly, click on the icon available in the columns to repeat at left text box. Drag over the column you wish to repeat at the left of every page. You can also select or deselect the following elements depending on your printing needs: grid lines, comments, draft quality, black and white, row and column headings. In the Page Order section, you can select the order of pages to print. Select down, then over, or over, then down. In the Print Area text box, enter the worksheet range that you want to print. Alternatively, click on the icon present to the right of the Print Area text box and drag through the worksheet areas that you require to print. Select OK after selecting your required printing options to exit the dialog box. If you have more than one printer set up, you can choose the printer that you would like to use. Select File from the menu bar and click Print to display the Print dialog box. From the Printer Name list box, choose the printer that you require. Click OK. The settings for your printer can be changed through the Page Setup dialog box by clicking File and Page Setup. In this dialog box, click on the Options button to display the Properties dialog box. Depending on the type of printer you have, select the options accordingly. Click OK to return to the Page Setup dialog box. Click OK to exit from the Page Setup dialog box. To set a print area, open the Page Setup dialog box by clicking File, Page Setup. Select the Sheet tab page. In the Print Area text box, enter the worksheet range that you want to print. Alternatively, click on the icon present to the right of the Print Area text box and drag through the worksheet areas that you require to print. Select OK. To print a worksheet, open the Print dialog box by selecting File, Print as viewed earlier. In the ensuing Print dialog box, select from Selection, Active Sheet or Sheets or Entire Workbook as required in the Print What section. In the Number of Copies section, enter the number of copies as you require in the spin box. In the Print Range area, select the checkbox All to print all pages in the range. You can enter the starting and ending page numbers in the From and To spin boxes if you require to print only selected pages. Select OK to start printing your worksheet with the applied printing options. You can even print multiple files at the same time. Click on File and select Open Command from the ensuing drop-down menu. Hold the Control key and keeping the key depressed, select the files that you wish to print. Right-click on the files to display a pop-up menu. Select Print from this menu. You can preview your Excel sheets before printing them. Select File from the menu bar and select Print Preview. The Print Preview window is displayed. From this print preview window, you can view your sheet as it will be printed out. If you wish to adjust the margins after previewing your sheet, you can do so from this print preview window itself. Click on the Margins button to display dotted guidelines which indicate each margin. Click and drag each margin guideline to a new location to change its setting. You can also place your sheet in the center of the page from the preview window itself. Click on the Setup button to display the Page Setup dialog box. Select the Margins tab. In the Center on Page section, click on the horizontally and/or vertically checkboxes as required. Select OK to apply. Clicking on the Print tab will open the Print dialog box from where you can send your sheet for printing. Excel 2000 provides standard header and footer options. To view these options, open the Page Setup dialog box by clicking File, Page Setup. Select the Header or Footer tab page. A list of available headers can be viewed by clicking the down arrow present to the right side of the header list box. Select the required header and click it. Similarly, view the list of available footers by clicking the down arrow present to the right side of the footer list box. Select the required footer and click it. Click OK to accept the header and footer and to close the dialog box. Open the Page Setup dialog box by selecting File, Page Setup. Click on the Header or Footer tab. Click on the Custom Header or Custom Footer button to display the Header or Footer dialog box. In the left section of the dialog box, enter any data that you wish should appear at the left margin of the header or footer. In the center section of the dialog box, enter any data that you wish should appear at the center of the header or footer. In the right section of the dialog box, enter any data that you wish should appear at the right margin of the header or footer. Clicking on the icons available in the dialog box allows you to add some standard information. You can select the Font button to format your text in the header or footer. Adding the date and time icons, you can include the date and time in your header or footer. Adding the file and sheet name icons, you can include the file and sheet name in your header or footer. Using the page buttons, you can determine which pages will carry the header and/or footer. Click OK to close the dialog box. As you can see, the header and footer will be added to your list of available headers and footers. Choose OK to close the Page Setup dialog box.